Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to LK Chat. Please don't beat me, guys. Please don't beat me. Where have I been? And it's not intentional. Uni has been beating my ass, and it's not even a joke. I think, to be fair, the modules I picked this year were so content heavy. It wasn't even by force. Like, who forced me? It was so content heavy, I lost my mind. I picked 2 law modules, and I think, yeah, that was my last straw. Kudos to law students, because that's the amount of content that goes into learning. I can't imagine learning both public and private and like the whole system. Yeah, no. I only did like some sections of private law, and even that I was like suffering. Like, I genuinely, it's a lot of content to remember. And not only that, my environment is just like negative energy. Like, I'm actually sick of it. I think because obviously pessimism is so prevalent nowadays, everyone wants to be negative. I've had my fair share of pessimism and being negative and trying to be like realistic, and obviously the world is going to be the world, but I have a balance, you know. Someday some of us might be living it up. So why should we now all be so negative and just be mean? Anyway, sorry, I was going off course, but no, uni was definitely beating my ass, and I couldn't take it, man. There were so much things I wanted to talk about, from the Grammys Album of the Year conversations to all this random things that have been going on this year, even social political climates. Let's delve in deeper to what our world is going on. The world has gone nuts, people. Anti-intellectualism is on the rise. People are not reading anymore. Why are you guys reading anymore? When I was growing up, we got forced to read in school. We had reading time every other day. We got tested on a lot of things. We had spelling bees. We got sent books home. Like, I remember taking books home. We had to read it, update, and literally tell in front of the class what we read. Like, why are we not reading? I was a Wattpad bandit, and I know a lot of my friends were when we were growing up. A lot of the books might have been inappropriate, but like, some of the books were also really good. Like, guys, why are we not reading? And I'm not even talking about just books. Fine, if you don't want to read, that's fair enough, but let's talk about even reading a common sentence. Because a lot of the times, a lot of things are getting misread. Someone will say something. I see this a lot on social media. Let's just say TikTok, for example, because that's probably one of the most popular apps. Even in the caption, the person will probably literally state what they're talking about in the video. Someone will read that, listen to that, and then misconstrue literally everything the person has said. Guys, let's pick up a book. Like, let's try learning a bit of context, nuances. Like, let's start comprehending things. Like, it's becoming a concern. Is it by foot? Okay, cool, fair enough. We've got to think of something here. I'll do a whole nother video on that. Also wanted to say, as you can see the poster behind, yes, I did catch up on One Piece. I remember 2 videos ago me saying, oh, I'm stuck at Luffy and Kaido's fight. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I am literally stuck in the middle of that fight. I can't get myself out of it. So I'm just like, oh, how do I get myself out of there, essentially? I got through it. Because once I saw that form, I knew there was no time for time wasting. It was time to get to it and watch. And what I watched was Wano. Insane arc. I don't... like, you guys don't understand. This has become probably my favourite anime of all time, and I've watched over 100, so I can say that. And that's for a lot of people, actually. That's not me overly glazing. That's what a lot of people, they think that too. 1,000+ episodes. I still tell my friends to watch. I don't care. And then everyone's like, oh, if you're suggesting animes to people, oh, shouldn't suggest One Piece. Why not? Because a lot of the times watching animes that might be a bit longer might help them just learn how to enjoy anime. I don't know, you have to watch it. Like, it's insane. My LED light turned off, but I kind of like this vibe better, so we're gonna go with it. Anyways, I don't know if I should do probably a whole breakdown on One Piece and probably each of the arcs, because that will make sense, because there's a lot. But favourite character has not changed. Luffy, my GOAT, will forever be, and that will not change. I love the whole crew. That will never change. Side characters that stand out and make me laugh. Bartholomew, that's Luffy's like number 1 fan. Is that his name? I forgot. The little girl from the Wano, I forgot her name. She was so cute. I love Dr. Vegapunk. I find Dr. Vegapunk hilarious. But we'll go deep in his character, because obviously a lot of the things that he's indulged in is very unethical. The government's puppet, we can discuss that later. I did mention how I did want to talk about album of the year and stuff, and the Grammys and stuff, because you know a lot of things are going on with music, because I did say in this channel that I'll talk about things, what music I enjoy and stuff. My current listens in terms of albums is Bird's Eye by Raven Lenae, Londra by Quingessa, and Jay Silver's EP Misunderstood. Bird's Eye by Raven Lenae, Chef's Kiss. I think obviously her song Love Me Not trending helped me to kind of get into her as an artist, because I actually didn't know much about her. So I'm glad that her song started trending and I got to know more about her. But one thing about me, if an artist is trending, I'm not just gonna listen to that one song. Guys, please, Beyonce was right. You lot don't listen to albums anymore. And then we complain about not having new music and not having this. It's because you guys are not listening to albums. You're just listening to the singles that they're putting out. But really and truly, you can find so much hidden gems in the albums.
People don't make albums anymore. They don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles, and they burn out and they put out a new one, and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore.
I think this is why I think a lot of people who were like criticizing Cowboy Carter, criticizing Cowboy Carter, weren't trying to comprehend what the album was actually about. It's because you guys were not listening to the album. You probably saw Texas Hold'em trending or 16 Carriages trending, you're just like, I'm not listening to that country stuff, and then move past it. Guys, please listen to albums. They come in so handy when you're trying to find music to listen to. Please, once again, listen to albums. Back to album of the year. I do think Beyonce deserves album of the year. Obviously, Cowboy Carter was probably the most cohesive, most vulnerable, and most impactful album in the list of nominations. And not that the other ones weren't, because I loved Brat, I loved Eternal Sunshine, I love Sabrina Carpenter, some of the songs from her album and Billy's album. And I genuinely feel like if Cowboy Carter didn't win, Brat was going to be the runner-up anyways. So regardless, the whole conversation really was irrelevant. So that's why I didn't feel like indulging too much with it in social media. Because one thing about social media is that I always fall in, okay, fair enough, let me hold my hands up. I sometimes fall into the trap of rage bait all the time. Like, someone will say some random shit and it's just like, come on, like, do you actually think like this? Like, it gets to a point. This is why we go back to my first point. You lot are not reading, this is why they're not comprehending nothing. This is why they're losing a bit of brain cells. They're not trying to feed their brain nothing. They're just being annoying. Like, living your whole life to be annoying is one thing. Like, if you agree with me, if you don't, we can talk it out. But at least we're having a conversation, which is a good thing. And I watched this girl's TikTok. I wish I knew her. I forgot it. If I find that out, I'll put it on the screen. She was basically saying how, yeah, like, people don't want to have conversations. Like, she had to create a whole like event for people to like debate and talk. It's because like no one wants to actually engage in stuff.
Oh my gosh, I'd be called a hater, jealous, I got zero emotion, da da da. Huh? And this is why we can't build institutions, because what do institutions do? They rely on discourse, bro. Think about academic institutions, even the great like British cultural institutions in their heyday. It was really good discourse. We don't have that anymore, and that's why culture is struggling right now. And what you guys don't realize is holding the artists back too. Okay, you being so afraid to say anything negative about a particular project.
And I commented like, people don't want to engage in conversations because they really can't. And that's the reality of it. If we talk about just younger people in general, because we're younger, it's just about rage bait content. It's so just, do you know how harmful that is? Anyways, I feel like that's a whole nother conversation. I did a lot of that jumping, but I try not to when I'm talking to you guys. But I feel like it's easy. It makes it easier for me to like keep the fluency here. But those are my listen to albums. Those are my conversation about Cowboy Carter. I am going to see Beyonce on the 16th, so her last show. I felt like I didn't know if I should pick her first show or her last show. I felt like she always goes hardest on obviously the last, because it's the last one that you have to set yourself. But I feel like she goes hard every show, so regardless, whatever day you go, you'll get the best performer. But I just felt like the last show will be special. I don't know. I'm hoping she brings someone out. Favorite songs from Cowboy Carter: Two Hands to Heaven, Bodyguard, Daughter, Flamenco, Desert Eagle, Sweet Honey Buckin, Spaghetti. Oh, now I think I'm just listening to the whole album now. Okay. To be fair, when I first initially listened to the album, obviously I'm not the biggest country fan. I don't mind listening to some country music. I love a good Jolene, put a bit of Dolly P on there. I love it. But I'm not like the biggest country fan. But I was never like gonna dismiss it like a lot of people tend to do, which is very annoying. One thing about Beyonce, when you listen to the album first, you never get it the first time. And that happened to me with Renaissance. Like, I didn't get it the first time. I had to keep listening to it until it's just like a whole journey when you're listening to her albums. And that's what I love. Like, the amount of dedication she takes into putting a cohesive body of work is insane. So when I initially listened to the album, I did love Daughter. The vocal is probably one of her best vocals of her entire career. But when I heard that opera part, I was just like, wow. Whoa. I'm levitating. But then I listened to it again. I'm like, no, there's a lot of songs I'm missing. Because Desert Eagle, the first time I didn't get it. Second time I got it. Like, it's just like so many songs I get it. And I'm just like, and then like, yeah. So it took me a bit of time, but probably one of my favourite albums from her. Is it my top 3? I don't know. It might be, because Renaissance is definitely my top. I think Renaissance might be my favourite. But I love Be There. And I also really like Beyonce, self-titled, and Lemonade. I actually also like 4. And I Am Session. Well, to be fair, I'm just naming all her albums, but you guys know what I mean. But I can't wait to see. And she's not actually the only concert I'm going to see this year. I'm going to see Vybz Kartel this year. Excited. And also I really want to see Cleo Sol perform. She has like a performance with Sol and I think another artist. I think it's in the park. I really want to go, but Vybz and Beyonce really took it out of me, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see. And also Leon Thomas is coming next year. Like, these artists, come on guys. Cost of living, it's actually not funny anymore. At first I was smiling, now I'm not. It becomes so point, like, do you know we're regular citizens, you know? Some of us are working 9 to 5, getting that bread. I do that. I have to wake up tomorrow for work. You think you're gonna wake up and then not see the next penny because you're coming one day? It's rude, I feel like. Let's move on. Obviously, I talked a lot about One Piece. Also, my current watches right now, I've got a few. I'll tell you things that I have enjoyed recently and I feel that you guys should watch. The Residence by Shonda Rhimes. You know, Shonda Rhimes, banger. I actually recently was watching one of her old shows, For the People. It's a group of young lawyers. Some are public defenders, some are prosecutors, and they kind of, you see their world and how they kind of compete in a way, and how a lot of their personal relationship is affected, and work relationships are affected. And generally, if you know a Shonda Rhimes show, that's what you're looking for in For the People, and I enjoyed that. I'm kind of sad that there was only 2 seasons, and I saw The Duke season 1, The Duke in For the People. So I'm thinking, Shonda, one thing about Shonda, she keeps actors on the payroll, and that's what I love about black people. Always for the people. You see, no pun intended. Let me stop. The Residence is also, what I'll say, is also a Shonda Rhimes show about a detective named Detective Cup, and she's basically trying to solve murder mystery in the White House. And it was funny, witty, easy watch. Some people's criticism of it was the fact that I heard someone say it was predictable. I don't think the person, the murderer, I'm not gonna ruin it, guys, was predictable. I think you could have thought it was them, but I don't think you would have known it was them, if that makes sense. But it's definitely something that I enjoyed. Also, I haven't finished The Wheel of Time. I've got a couple of episodes left of season 1, so I'm trying to finish it off. Devious Maids. If you love Desperate Housewives, you probably like with Devious Maids. It gives the same vibe. It's not this. It's still a bunch of women that are friends, but maids, and then, you know, problems in the neighborhood. Same kind of, you know, but obviously totally different characters. But I rewatched it and I was just like, how could I forget about this show? Devious Maids is so good, and there's so many actors. I'm like, wait, I know you. If you watch Ugly Betty, I need to rewatch that again. I rewatched Ugly Betty about 5 times, but Betty's sister, she was in the leads in Devious Maids. I was just like, wait, did I recognize that? But anyways, I also have been currently watching Severance. I'm on season 2. Insane show. If you like a psychological thriller, that is kind of up your alley. I don't, there's so many, I'm thinking, obviously put in real world perspectives, there's so many unethical things that doesn't make sense. But obviously it's not a real world, it's fiction. But a severed person to me is like a person with just 2 different split identities, just given Jekyll and Hyde. That's how I'm seeing it. I need someone to kind of give me a better breakdown in the comments. I don't want to ruin it, but in a way, it feels like you can switch realities between those 2 identities, but it's just like, it's not 2 different people, it's the same person. Okay, I just want to say it but not try to ruin the show. But anyways, please watch Severance. Apple TV has really good shows. I think there's another show called The Surface, if I'm not mistaken, but I have to double check that. Also a really good show. Apple TV just needs to do a better job of marketing their shows. I feel like you hear it from someone, or, you know, I don't be hearing Apple TV actually telling us that their show. We just hear it from someone else. But these are like my current watches, or stuff that I've watched, and I think you should. So, wow. I wanted to do an I'm back video because I'm going to be more consistent. I want to do my must watch K-dramas because I was like, during COVID times, I was like binging K-dramas, so I know quite a few. And Marry My Husband. But if you want an oldie, Penthouse, hold on. I'm gonna have to leave that for another video. And yeah, I just have missed doing this and talking randomly. It's better like this because I feel like I'm less like nervous about speaking on camera. Yeah, so guys, don't worry, you'll see me in like a couple of days. I'm not playing. Consistency, and see you in a few days.